Hello everyone, I'm Eugenie and I'm from English Literature Department of UNPAM. In this video, I will give a speech about poetry. The reason why I chose this topic because in all ages and in all countries, poetry has been written and eagerly read or listened to by all kinds of people. Poetry in all ages has been regarded as important not simply as a form of amusement. The intelligence of the sensitive individual appreciated and greatly it has appealed. In its simple forms to the uneducated and to children. Why? Because it gives pleasure, people have read it, listen to it, or recite it because they like it and because they gave them enjoyment. But this is not the whole answer. Rather, it has been regarded as something central to existence, something having unique value to the fully realized life, something without which we are spiritually impoverished. To understand this reason, for this we need to have an understanding of what is poetry. Because people have always been more successful at appreciating than defining it. So what is poetry? Poetry is the art of rhythmical composition written or spoken for exciting pleasure by beautiful, imaginative, or elevated thoughts. Initially, poetry might be defined as a kind of language that says more and says it more intensely than does ordinary language. In order to understand this fully, we need to understand what the poetry says. This word language is employed on different occasions to say quite different of things. In other words, language has different uses. Perhaps the most common use of language is to communicate information. We say that is 9 o'clock, that there is a good movie downtown, that George Washington was the first president of the United States, and the bromine and iodine are the members of halogen group of chemical elements. This we might call the practical use of language. It helps us to understand the ordinary level of business living. And poetry finally is a kind of multidimensional language. Ordinary language, the kind that we use to communicate information, is one-dimensional. It is directed at only part of the listener, the understanding. Its one dimension is intellectual poetry, which is a language used to communicate experience, has at least four dimensions. If it's to communicate experience, it must be directed at the whole person, not at just your understanding. It must involve not only your intelligence, but also your sense, emotions, and imaginations. To the intellectual dimension, poetry adds a sensuous dimension, an emotional dimension, and imaginative dimension. And now I will explain what is the purpose of reading poetry. The purpose of reading poetry is because poetry can help you say whatever you want to say, help you express your feelings, improve critical thinking, encourage engagement with other art forms, ways of being in the world, people who are very different from you, maybe even people from the past long ago. Some people even tell you that's what they can do. In addition, reading has also is also very important for all of us because it helps us understand, appreciate the world around us. Poetry's strength in its ability to shade the sideways, lights on the world, so the truth sneaks up on you. No question about it. Poetry teaches us how to live. Poetry is like the index on the gravity car, it bears open the vulnerabilities of human beings, so we can all relate to each other a little better. In elementary school, we are also taught to read poetry. The point is to improve our reading skills and explore language and vocabulary. So in conclusion, actually reading does have benefits for all of us. Not only for fun, but can also, like I said before, also improve skills, help you express your feelings, and increase our vocabulary. So that's all from me about the poetry along with the purpose and how important to read poetry. And many thanks for having me in this video and it's an honor to be here. Good day and thank you for